bleep. Coach Catfish here. This is a fine morning. Thinking and doing. Why still? Well, I ain't gonna say nothing about that. I might incriminate myself. I'm sitting here with the pussycat, hanging out with old Papa. Cause, after all, it is not bright, but it is right. Weather. Oh, if you all assume it's a threat, inoculate. You know what that robot said in that movie? Inoculate. No, he did not say that at all. He said, danger, Will Robinson. Was it Robbins or Robinson? I don't remember. I'm getting old. Anyway, the gloves affects your brain. And that's what we're going to talk about today. The three R's. The three R's of life. And how you assess them and how you practice them sort of has to do with, what happens later and where you are at, with respect to the cosmos. And that's, oh, hell, I'm sorry. I know there's the Sasquatches and various other things, and, oh, it hurts to turn my old neck. But you gotta swivel. You just gotta swivel. Like that song back in the day. You gotta swivel. Now I started looking at one of them old people sitting in their chair trying to do the twist. Oh, that's what it was. It was twisting. Hell, I'm sorry. I said, great. I'm having trouble on the twisting. Twisting and the missing. 207. Yes. I think I'm picking up some of the things that the pussycats got when they shaking their head and they go. Coach Kevin's been, I put the medicines in their ear and stuff. I think I need to put some in mine. Anyway, that's a personal problem. Knowledge, wisdom, understanding. What do y'all say? And that is the God. And I'm sure his son would say the same thing, because they agreed on everything. Is, the reason Shlomo, the Solomon man, the reason he was lifted up the way he was is because he asked it. When he was asked, what do you want, my son? He said wisdom, because he knowed that there's wisdom in the pages of the heart of Yah. And that's what he asked it for first. Thing is, there's three things. And Yah say, and he probably noted this because he probably has someone that taught it to him, because I don't, yeah. Anyway, knowledge, wisdom, understanding is very important, because Yah say, my people die for the lack of knowledge. My people die for the lack of wisdom. My people die because they do not understand how this here stuff operates. And Coach Cabbage, of course, I did not know. I was just on fire for different things as a young person. And that's what I was. I was on fire for the knowledge. I was a little freak. Hell, I was an infomaniac. I was the first infomaniac. I think I'm sure I wasn't the first. Oh, get away from now, you biting skeeter. There's mosquitoes. Go back where I come from. The reason they called mosquitoes is because there's always more of them suckers, and they suck you dry. Knowledge, wisdom, understanding. So how did Coach Catfish come up on this? And how did I find out that I had made a mistake right early? Well, hell, I consumed information. I was a strange child. I was a very strange child. And, since I did not have the family structure and all that kind of stuff, I had to hide somewhere. So Coach Catfish hid in the books. And since I saw I could get attention from teachers by knowing stuff and taking the thing of doing things, well, hell, it just drove me that much further to the seeking. I sort of look like one of them things, seeking and definitely geeking. But, when you was a geek with a twist, and of course that twist had to do with, could not stay from the woods, could not stay out of the bayou. I had to experience all that there stuff, which required getting your hands right nasty, and dirty, and slimy. Yeah. You wouldn't want to play your hurdy-gurdy after you just gutted a hog, gutted some fishes, and did what you do to the squirrels and the deer. You would not want to do that, because, well, hell, it messed it up, and it's just nasty. It probably starts stinking or something. Oh, hell, I better get on with this. 526. That's when I looked at it anyway. Knowledge, wisdom, understanding. Now, why would Coach Cabbage say I have any reason to talk about this here? Well, you see, there's some people, and you know who you are. If you hear this here stuff and it happened to you, then you one of them people. I know other people just like me. Oh, come in here, baby. You're about 17 years old. You're not that 1 and that 7. You're bringing us to the 8, and that's your new beginning, sucker. And your new beginnings will be according to what do you want? And when I was asked that question, because I was a little, infomaniac, I said, well, hell, I'm going to continue doing what I was doing, which was being a little information freak and learning the physics and the math and knowing how to just do. I just love knowing how everything works. And that's just my passion. But what I said, because I knew I was supposed to ask for these here 3 things, but I did not know the order. I said knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. And they each carries their connotations differently. This is what they are in the core of what the hell they are. Anyway, we're going to make us this long, 6:39. I had to say it again because that's what I saw. Then make us long story short, apply ice packs and the swelling in your brain will go down. But this here does not go down because what it is asking in the wrong thing. Because if you got all this here knowledge without wisdom, well, what you see today is what the hell's happening. Wisdom requires something different. Wisdom requires sitting quietly and knowing who the hell you are before you start applying wisdom. Why do you think philosophers is usually old folks? It's because, hell, they sat around and had to think about it all their life. Well, hell, physicists, these people, they want to know how everything works. They used to be called natural philosophers. So Coach Catfish is just nothing but natural philosopher. The nature of things, the nature of humanity, the nature of how things work, the nature of gods and demigods and various and sundry things is squishy. And you just can't get a grasp on it. Oh, hell, they're flying again. Someone, please, help me, please. Understand. I hear that thing. It's like propellers of planes coming on. And then I think they take all the ones and zeros they've accumulated over here in the accumulator and go and compile it somewhere else for, one way or the other. It's coming and it's going. And that's what concerns me about humanity. It's coming and it's going all at the same time. And that's the difference in knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. Because wisdom teaches you things like what I've been trying to say. If you understand certain things, good for you, sucker. But I hope the hell, oh yes it is working, 8:38. The thing is, what if you apply something that just kills everybody? It does something bad to everything. What if you just take knowledge and just go wacko with the knowledge, which is what we're doing today. Turning it into money, turning it into wealth, turning it into how we can get some more off of you, sucker. Of your life and death stuff, and that's what it has been turned into. So that's what happens when knowledge is put at the pinnacle. And wisdom is maybe not at all. Hell, as far as I'm concerned, we just operating on the doctrine of nations. Whoever's got the biggest this out of the other sucker is the one. And that's just the way it works amongst humanity. They do not understand knowledge, wisdom, understanding, which should be wisdom. Knowledge, then understanding. Because we haven't gotten to that point. 8:39. No, it's actually 9:39. I was waiting for the Tesla man number. Anyway, you see what happens when you have too much thinking going on. The wisdom and the understanding. See, wisdom is wisdom is the thing that is your limit. Wisdom is the thing that limits you from doing things that you realize if you have boundaries. And that's why Coach Cabbage likes to stick to the quickless and the situations all up in here. Because it all works the same. If you do not have your boundaries, and you got your ranges and your domains, which is, your basic formula, what you're working from, and how far you are going to take it out here to get your vector. That's what happens. And that's what wisdom teaches you. It teaches you when to not point your pointing vector. and not get yourself in the L'Hopitalin of trying to divide something by zero. That's what happens. That's why you learn mathematics. The thing is, if you learn all the mathematics and you don't have the wisdom to know when to stop your foolishness, then, well, hell, you just kill everything. Coach Cabbage understands that. That's what you do when you make a deal with the devil about what direction you're going in life. And Coach Cabbage did not want to go in that direction. Anyway, and then understanding. See, understanding is once you have all your knowledge, once you got what you should have asked for first, which was the wisdom, which is why the Shlomo, the Solomon, did so well, even though he's somewhat of a wicked man and did some nasty stuff and had lots and lots of the women and many false gods. But the thing is, he knew how to ask the right way. He got the wisdom first. Now, the thing is, once you get this here, it do not mean that you're going to use it. And that's the problem with consciousness and humanity. You got all this here stuff available. But hell, what do? You'll go after the one thing that makes your tummy feel good. Makes your belly button get some lint. Then various other things. And that's the thing. Coach Cabbage asked it for knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, because I thought, well, hell, I defended the Jimmy Carter man because he's a physicist. And I figured, well, hell, if he thought the way I was thinking, then, I did not want to hurt people and stuff like that. And I realized was the kind of individual I thought that he was. And anyway, that's why part of why I asked for knowledge first, because at 17 years old, I had done decided what I was going to do. Hell, when I was 12, 13, I already knew what direction Coach Cabbage was going in. But I was trying to figure out, how do I put the Yah in it properly? See, that was my whole problem. I was trying to straddle a fence. I wanted to serve the Yah. And I wanted to serve old Coach Cabbage and make me a scientific baby. And drink up and eat up and have me secretaries and stuff operating from an old bean. Because I realized, I was an injured person. And I was going to have to use my mind. I was going to have to use my brain. And I was young. And I was under pressure. Because this here thing, once it asks you, yeah, that's where you're going. And that's where I went. So anyway, I'm still trying to recover the other things. Because I just did not ask for the proper order. I got everything I needed. I'm doing right well and understanding things today. Thing is, I didn't pass it in my prime. I can't practice that which, well, I practice it as much as I can. But it's very difficult when you ask for stuff in the wrong order. So please, think about what Coach Cabbage is saying. Get your wisdom on. Get your lane on. And then once you get the wisdom and the lane together, you integrate them. That's a good click time. In fact, that's actually where Coach Cabbage did his best was in integral calculus. I loved it because I saw how it was 1359 done everywhere in the world. Everything is a differential. Everything is inferential. And anyway, understand, you get all the knowledge in the world. You go out and be a fool and just kill everything. It's the way it works. Praise y'all. It's like when Coach Cabbage got put the stuff on the Corvette. I went out there and added my extra oxygen. The NOS of the boss. Hell, I did the NOS back in, I guess it was 1980. It was so much fun, but that was the thing. It's too much. I had the knowledge and could do it, but was it smart to do it? Well, hell no. Praise y'all.